Hi, I'm Maddie. I'm a writer, and I'm working on the first draft of a novel that I am determined to finish. So, I had this really exhausting day at work yesterday, and I woke up this morning and I was still exhausted. I made it to the gym, but I still am exhausted. Normally, the gym gives me some energy, but I really don't have the energy today to do just about anything. But, I still need to go to work and do work and stuff. So in this video, I'd like to go through some strategies for writing, for prioritizing writing, when the energy really just isn't there. I really can't tell you much about what exactly I do for work because I work in healthcare and, PHI and all that. I can just tell you that it is mentally draining. So for the first strategy that I'm going to do just this morning actually is planning. It is planning to make my writing session after work go as smoothly as absolutely possible. Basically, it's to reduce decision fatigue and or paralysis when doing a writing session on low energy. So this morning I'm going to plan. I'm going to plan what my kind of goals and how I want the writing session to go, where I want it to take place, how long I want the writing session to be for. So basically what I'm going to do is write down kind of the scene that I want to do, maybe some bullet points on what I want to happen, pull some stuff from my zero draft because I have one of those, and maybe like a small progress goal, like really small, like minuscule, like, I don't know, writing 2 sentences. So before I had to work this morning, that's the plan. And the plan is to plan so that after work I don't have to make any decisions regarding what I'm actually going to do for my writing session and what I'm going to focus on, so that I can just write as much or as little as I have the energy to. Because really, one thing that is important to know about writing and the motivation to write is that when you have a really mentally draining work day most days, it's important to know that you're not always going to have the motivation. And if you want to make progress in writing just about anything, whether it's like a novel or even not writing, even just like a hobby or anything that you want to do with yourself outside of work, anything you want to pursue, the motivation isn't always going to be there. So you need to make a plan to be able to pursue what you want to pursue without any motivation at all, because when you don't have energy, you don't have motivation normally. So that is the plan. So I'm going to plan this morning. So I am exhausted. I had an absolutely hectic, chaotic, exhausting day at work. I didn't even get to take a lunch. I ate while working because that's just how it goes some days. And I am incredibly grateful that I did this morning because driving home from work, I was thinking about my plans for, the after work writing session, and nothing came to mind. I had completely forgotten everything that I thought about this morning when I had a little bit of energy. So I'm really, really grateful I did it. And the strategy actually, well, not proof it works yet, but proof that it's helpful after a long day at work. So I'm going to go eat dinner and then head to the library for hopefully I can get some writing done. Again, maybe the goal is really just to do like the minimal amount, get like 2 sentences down, see where it goes from there. Hopefully I can get a little bit more. Hopefully it'll be a little bit more productive. But the energy is going down. I'm running on fumes and caffeine and pure determination to write. But yeah, I'll head out to the library in a little bit, and hopefully I can get some stuff done. So I just got back from the library. I got about 600 words in about 45 minutes, which is way more than I was expecting. I attribute it all to this. My to-go mug of almond oolong tea that has a little bit of caffeine in it. And I think that gave me just the little burst of energy to write for 45 minutes when I am so exhausted that I could probably fall asleep on command right now. I just want to say this thing is kind of awesome. I made this over an hour and a half ago, and it is still really hot. So, doing its job. So I got a lot more than the 2 sentences that I planned. And I attribute that to my other strategy, which is to redefine what progress actually looks like. So, like, I only expect myself to really do at most 2 sentences, right? So I expect 2 sentences, I make that goal, and I achieve it, and most of the time I want to do more. So I feel really, really good about 600 words, whereas if I had made the goal to be, 800 words or something, I wouldn't have reached that. So that would have been way too ambitious for how my energy level is at right now. So my energy level is really, really down low. So my goal for progress has to be really down low to match that energy, right? So that when I get a little burst of I don't know. I don't know how I did so much in 45 minutes when I really could fall asleep, like right now. It is only 7 o'clock right now, and 7 p.m., and I feel dead on my feet. But one other strategy that I want to talk about right now is giving yourself the permission to write badly, because I gotta say I used some brackets when in my writing. I didn't do everything perfectly. If I couldn't think of a word, I put in a substitute word and just kept going, right? And I can't say that all of it was really that good of writing. It wasn't like my best writing ever. I think maybe like there were a few sentences that were like good quality, but most of it was, well, it wasn't that bad really. Like I read it over at the end and it really, it could use some edits, but I don't need to do that good when I'm this low energy. I just need to get some stuff down. It's a first draft. I need to get the words down so that I can finish this draft and say that I finished a book. And well, finished writing a book, a first draft of a book. There'll hopefully be more drafts after that that'll improve the writing. But I just really want to get the story down on paper, and that is the goal right now. And the way to do that is to consistently get words down on the page so that I can say that I finally have finished a book, because I need to do that. I really need to. At this point in my life, I need to. I've been writing since I was about 10 years old, and I am currently 27, nearing 28, so I really need to finish a book so I can say I've done it, and so that I can continue on to other projects and hopefully one day be published and all the things. But right now, I really want to get ready for bed and maybe watch like a video or read a little bit before bed and then sleep. Finally. I'm so exhausted right now. Hi. So it's been a week, maybe a little over a week since I last did anything. I got a little sick, and I just didn't do anything really. Funny how I was literally just talking about consistency, and then I just like slammed everything shut and didn't touch it for a little over a week now. So, consistency. Consistency is key, and I haven't been doing that at all. I literally just opened my document and wrote a little bit. I wrote a good, 200 words, but and it feels refreshing to kind of get back to it again after a while of not touching it. And another strategy that I wanted to kind of talk about, other than consistency, which I haven't been doing, which I need to do, is that you need to work with your energy. So for example, the last clips that I filmed were that went on a very, very low energy day. Right now, I am experiencing pretty high energy, even after a full work day. So I grabbed out my laptop and I started writing. So you need to plan for the energy levels. So what you want to write, like right now I'm writing a pretty high action scene where there's a lot happening, but it's a little harder to kind of piece out what I'm trying to make happen in the story. I don't know. It just takes more energy to kind of do what I'm doing. But on that day when I had that really low energy, I was writing something that I knew exactly what was going to happen. I had planned it out beforehand, and I made it so that it was easier to write. So I guess the strategy is to plan for the energy levels that you're going to have. So plan to write a scene that will flow when you have low energy. And then when you have no idea what you're going to write, when you have no plan like I did today, save that for high energy, because it works. I'm kind of in a state where I just came out of I was a little sick, and I have that finally a little bit of energy after being sick, so I just want to do everything, right? But that's probably not that smart, because I don't want to burn myself out, which again, another strategy. Don't burn yourself out. That's the strategy. Just don't burn yourself out. Don't do too much all at once. You gotta do a little bit at a time. And I don't even know if I'm making much sense right now, but I might still be delirious from the sickness. I don't know. But anyways, I didn't really have much more to say. I just kind of I realized that I filmed like half a video and then just kind of left it off and never finished it. So I'm going to try and finish it now in this kind of unplanned, chaotic outro. I don't know. And trying to give a little bit more advice on the energy levels and what to do with writing with the low energy as opposed to the high energy, and so on and so forth. But anyways, that's all I really had for you for this video. I hope you got something out of it, whether it be you don't have to write perfectly, you gotta stay consistent, and you gotta plan. When you have the energy, plan for when you don't have the energy, right? I think that's the key. That's the key, is the planning. That's what I've kind of taken away from this. But going forward, I'm going to be working on consistency, because that is really what I need right now to make any progress at all. I'm still on freaking chapter 3. I'm not really sure. I've kind of taken a turn from my zero draft. I've kind of gone a little bit out of order of what I had originally planned to do. And then the characters keep just doing things, you know. And I just keep kind of trying to accommodate them and, trying to get that first draft out. But other than that, I'm gonna go, and I'll see you next video. Bye.